What's up, fam? Coach Cam back again with another video, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the elephant in the room, which is CrossFit. All right, they're a huge elephant in the room, and it's a really challenging topic to discuss because there's so much going on, right? And so I'm going to kind of ramble a little bit and give you my unfiltered thoughts, kind of like how CrossFit is, kind of just a big jumbled workout, right? Broken up into little sections. So to start this off, what's even got me thinking about this is that one of our new firefighters is a CrossFitter. Now, he's a grown man, he's in his 30s, and he's been doing CrossFit for 12 years. So you can imagine he has a lot of experience in this. And it makes it very challenging for me mentally because I can't keep up with him, right? I can't pace off of him. He's in another league when it comes to these workouts because he's been doing one or two of them a day for 12 years, right? It'd be similar to me if I continued running cross country and track, and by this point I would have been running for 15 years if I kept doing that. And then say I decided to get all my guys together to do a run or a track workout, and I would be light years ahead of them, right? It's kind of like that, and it feels intimidating and demoralizing at first because you think, like, I'm fit, like, why can't I keep up, right? I have a fit cardiovascular system. I train in the gym. I work hard. Why can't I keep up in a CrossFit workout? And something that's been really hitting me hard lately is, one, the amount of years you have experience in something is going to drastically improve your performance at it compared to the average person. And then two, it's all about pacing. It's all about pacing. And if you miss that, if you try to jump into a CrossFit workout and you don't mentally constantly remind yourself it's all about pacing, you're going to get eaten alive quickly, right? You're going to outpace yourself. You're going to work too hard in those first few minutes, and you're going to gas out and not have anything left for the last several minutes of the workout. So it reminds me of track and cross country, where we would go to a track and we would have a whole bunch of intervals to do. Say my coach said we're doing 12 400-meter repeats. Well, if your first 2 reps, you run in 55 seconds, and then you get tired, and the next few are like 70, and then you get more tired, and then before you know it, you're hitting 85s, 90s per lap. You cooked yourself too early, and you didn't get the full, like, proper stimulus from it. That person should have just probably done about 75s for the whole workout instead of going out too hard and then dying. And that's kind of what happens with CrossFit. Sometimes there's a warm-up. Sometimes there's not. Something in my throat. I'm not going to cry, but, there really isn't a warm-up. And if you go off of the CrossFitter in the room, they're going to be way ahead of you, me working way harder than you can because you're not used to it, okay? And I think this is where it gets confusing for me because I think circuit training like that, it's a skill, right? It must be a skill. It's a skill to perform various work over and over and all those different modalities, right? The rower machine, the skier, hitting tires, pushing sleds, carrying a sandbag. While it's all mechanical work, if you do each one of those for 12 years, you're going to be really efficient at each one of those. Think about burpees, right? He can just drop into burpees and just knock them out. And without even thinking about where his body is moving in space or anything, it's such a quick movement pattern for him. Whereas for me and other people, it's like, I'm thinking about every single second of that movement. Okay, I'm supposed to drop down. Okay, now I'm supposed to push up. Now I'm supposed to stand up and jump. And it's like, it's so much more taxing mentally to not have those movement patterns neurologically programmed into your body and into your muscles. Right now, one of my side jobs is cleaning pools, and I constantly am brushing the walls of the pools. And I was actually going to take a video of it the other day and just to put out there and be like, look, I'm doing cardio, guys. I'm brushing these walls of this pool for 8 hours a day. And it's like, there, I checked the box of cardio. I guess I don't need to do any low intensity cardio. Well, that's me kind of joking because I don't think low intensity work of that low nature actually counts as exercise because it doesn't have a stressful stimulus on the body. It's just movement. It's just easy movement. Like if you take a runner who can run a 14-minute 5K and then have them go for a walk, are they going to count that in their logbook and write like, oh yeah, I walked like 4 miles? No, it's not even going to count because it's not even hard enough. So that's why I like to train as hard as possible, muscularly with more mechanical tension, not really doing a whole bunch of work like that, like blocks of work where you're doing the rower for like a minute as hard as you can and as far as you can, and then jump over here and do this and that. It's a lot like mechanical work. It's a lot like a construction job, right? If you have a friend who's a roofer and has been working on roofs for 10 years and you show up and you think you're a fit, strong person and you're like, yeah, I can do roofing. You get up there and you're working and you're like gassing out. It's like, hey, you're not a roofer. Like, you haven't been training roofing. You're not exposed to what it's like to being up on a roof, the heat beating down on you from the sun, stuff like that. So it's going to be harder. So it's kind of like that. It's like construction workers, right? Pushing wheelbarrows and sleds and sledgehammers. And that's like it's almost like that's what CrossFit's trying to do. They want that construction worker fitness. And so they literally bring construction work to the gym. Like, they're like wheelbarrows and tires and shovels. And it's like, it's kind of like anything is fitness, right? And I say this a lot in my videos. I say everything is cardio, because it is. Contracting your muscles intensely is cardio. And if there's not enough tension on your muscles, then you have to do it fast. That's something I've also learned in the last several years, is if there's a movement pattern or an exercise or activity that doesn't have enough mechanical stress on you, you have to move it fast to make it harder, right? Like running. Running slow is easy. Running fast gets you winded and out of breath, and you're moving your legs really quickly. Well, when you're doing like squats or leg press, something like that, moving slow is harder. Moving fast, you're getting out of the tension, you're eluding it, you're escaping it. Whereas if you move slow on something that actually loads your muscles with resistance, it's very, very challenging. It's harder. It's more challenging than just bouncing through the reps and getting them done as quickly as possible. So CrossFit, ultimately, it's a completely different mindset, completely different ball game. And I personally don't have the time or energy or desire to train two things, right? Because that is training only, we'll say, your cardiovascular system, right? But it's not training the muscles to get bigger and stronger. So you have to add in extra work. You have to add in bicep curls and chest press and some leg work. And because if you don't, people like me with my body type, you will just be a skinny 140-pound dude your whole life, because doing circuits, repeated submaximal low intensity work, just done quickly and done more of it, is not going to be enough stimulus to grow muscle. So while you're burning calories, and that's a whole nother topic, really, you're not burning that many calories. It's not going to be substantial for fat loss, especially if you're just eating your normal diet. You need to cut calories from your nutrition, cut food off your plate if you want to lose weight. It's not about how much mechanical work you're doing. I personally have lost 4 pounds in the last few weeks, and it's because I'm cutting food. Now, am I also cleaning pools all day, scrubbing the walls of pools with a big, tall brush? Yeah, but that's not what's burning calories. You can eat those back easily with just an extra muffin and some orange juice or something, you know? So those calories are not contributing to fat loss in a way because I'm adapting to those calories. But it's when I cut my calories that I significantly will increase fat burning and burn fat with energy deficit. So don't try to do mechanical work for fat loss. And even if I was not cleaning pools, brushing them all day long, I would likely just rest. I would rest so that I can be even more prepared for my high intensity work, which is another topic I want to talk about in this video. My friend who does CrossFit, he goes to the gym and works out like 1 to 2 times a day, right? And that's just his routine. And like somebody like me who's really strong-willed and passionate about what I believe and what I understand about exercise, like I can't convince him to change. It's just the way he is and the way he wants to be, and he's not planning on changing, you know what I mean? So it's interesting to see, because if he has a day where he wants to work really hard and like set a new PR in something, he just has to see how he feels on the day. Like, he can't even plan ahead. You know, on a Saturday, he might do a really hard CrossFit workout, but then Monday or Tuesday, he was planning on like maxing for max reps in the gym for something. It's like, if you just would have went harder or easier on Saturday, you'd be more prepared for the Monday training. Like, that's why I just take off. I take the days off that are supposed to be easy because I'm not being paid to do this, right? If I was being paid 50 grand a year, 100 grand a year, then yeah, I'd work out twice a day too. I'm not getting paid. Why would I do it? You know? I want the benefits. I want the results. Do I love exercise? Yes. Am I addicted to it? No. I'm just determined and I'm dedicated and I'm disciplined. I'm not addicted to it. I used to, especially with running, it was like every day, like 6 days a week for 10 years I did that. And then, doing body weight exercise all the time. But really the most progress I've ever made in the gym, and this comes down to pull-ups, dips, muscle-ups, and muscle growth overall, was when I cut back to like 2 days a week, right? That was when I got the most gains, because when you throw that third day in there, you just can't go all out that many days close together like that. 3 out of 7 days, it's just too many days to push your body super hard. And he knows that too with CrossFit. He's like, yeah, I can only do like 1 or 2 intense CrossFit workouts a week. It's like, why do you do the other ones then? You know? But it's part of his routine. It's part of his identity, right? People make fitness part of their identity. And so now they have to do it to fulfill who they are and who they believe that they are. And I'm sorry. Let me get some water. Like, I believe I'm fit, but I'm not addicted to like having to do workouts every day. Just spilled some. That was cool. I don't set that standard for myself. People set standards that are really high. Like, this isn't Rocky Balboa, bro. This isn't Rambo. This isn't, you don't need to work out every single day. You just need to work out hard when you do train. Train hard and then recover. And then train harder the next time, right? So it's going to be way harder for you to actually lift what you're capable of if you're training all the time, right? If you could actually squat 200 pounds for 12 reps, but because you train every day, the day you go to squat 200 pounds for hard and heavy, you can only do it for 8 reps. You're missing out on so much more potential. And he tried to say to me like, hey, I just like to see what my body's capable of. And I'm like, so you're going to show up to the gym to do some max reps at like 50% like recovery level? And he's like, yeah, I just want to see what my body's capable of. It's like, why don't you see what it's capable of at 100%? Then you'd be surprised, and then you'd actually break records and stuff. He's like, well, I've surprised myself sometimes. I do good on days that I don't feel that good. And it's like, I don't want any surprises in my training. I want to know that today's a good day to train. Today's a good day for me to make progress and recover. I'm not trying to beat myself up. I'm not trying to accidentally overdo it one day and then suffer for a few days. Because for me, when I am fatigued, fatigued for multiple days on end, I'm not the same person. My energy is down. My mood is down. I treat people worse. I'm more angry. I have a short temper. I'm more frustrated. I'm just tired. And I already have firefighting, cleaning pools, a family, and I do my own training, right? So there's not much more room I can give. I can't just add more workouts in to please other people. Like, it's not going to work like that. So personally, that's just me letting you guys know that, hey, do what you're capable of doing at the time and place that you're in, right? I can't reduce those stressors. I need those to live. So don't make your life fit into your workout routine. Make your workout routine fit into your life, fit into what's actually important in life. And I know big biceps and big muscles is important, and I want that too, but you got to put it in perspective. There's things that are more valuable than that take up more important quality time. I can't do it. I can't set aside my sleep and family time to work out extra. For what benefit? For what little benefit? Who cares, right? People know I'm fit. They don't need to see me train all the time. Like, you don't have to see me work out every single day to think like I'm fit. So that's just kind of my ramble on fitness, CrossFit, a little bit of weight loss in there for you guys. But ultimately, train hard, recover harder, make progress over time. That's the bare minimum. You don't need to train every day. You could train once a week. You could train once a month. But when you show up, if you make progress, then I'm clapping for you. I'm cheering for you. You can train as often as you want to train, but I want to see progress. I don't want to see mechanical work just performed, right? We can all like go be construction workers and mow grass and do landscaping and stuff like that, but I would never prescribe that to somebody to get fitter, because the stimulus can be more direct, more precise and targeted when you pick up a weight or go to a machine and stress your muscles maximally. It's a greater mechanical stress, and it's going to get more size strength, and you're getting cardiovascular benefit from it as well, because it is very, very intense with your muscles without wearing them out, right? I'm talking, I do 5 chin-ups every 2 weeks. I just add 90 pounds to my waist when I do them, you know what I mean? You don't have to do 100 pull-ups a day or 1,000 pull-ups a day or a week. I do 5 every 2 weeks. Have you seen my back? Have you seen my back? Find a video of my back on my shorts or on my Instagram, and you tell me if you need to do a high volume routine. It's obvious that you don't. It's obvious that you don't. So why not do that, right? If we're both driving to Florida and it's 100 miles to get to Florida, right? And I'm going to drive the most efficient path. It's going to take me 100 miles and then I'll be in Florida. You're going to drive to Florida, but you're going to take 250 miles to get there. Just because you like driving and you want to drive more, cool. But who's got more efficient training? Who's got more efficient drive time to get from point A to point B? The high intensity guy, bro. The guy who trains hard for less reps, right? You did 250 miles. That's 2.5 times the work to get the same results. We both got to Florida. It's the same results. The results are your genetic potential, right? That's the ceiling. And you can get there training every single day, hours a day, having easy workouts, hard workouts, medium workouts, whatever. Or you can cut the fluff, train really hard, then recover really hard. Save yourself the time. Time is money. You could be making money, bro. I used to work out at like 4, 5, 6 p.m. That's the time I'm doing my second job or making a YouTube video. Do something productive that's going to help you in your future. Don't just do easy workouts, bro. It's not stressful enough to give you a strong enough signal to adapt. You're already fit. What is an easy workout going to do? The guy who runs a 14-minute 5K, is running 5 miles at 8-minute pace going to do anything for him? No. It's not going to do a single thing. It's not hard enough. It's not stressful enough. So train with a high stress environment. Lock in on that machine, on those muscles, and contract them hard. Make progress over time. And you will see results. It's not complicated. I'm giving it to you as simple as I can. I'm spoon feeding you the answers, right? I went to school after high school for 7 years to learn about exercise science. And I'm spoon feeding you the answers. And you still got people that don't do it, that still don't want to do it. They still can't find the motivation, can't find the time. Bro, you're telling me you don't have 40 minutes a week? 40 minutes a week. That's all it takes when you train hard. If you need help training hard, you need a coach, contact me. You got my Instagram, you got my YouTube. Contact me and let me help you. You don't need to be struggling through this alone. I can write a plan for you. I can give you tips, tricks, video tutorials, how to execute and get the most results. So if you need that, reach out. If you don't need that, keep training hard. You're obviously training hard if you're getting good results. You just might have good enough genetics to train more frequently. I don't have that. I have trash genetics over here, bro. Most of my muscles are long tendons and short muscle bellies. So I don't fill out really good. but I'm getting there. I'm pushing. I want it, baby. I want the results. So thanks guys so much for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.